Alright. I really hope you can see me right now. I'm looking at you from a mirror that is 25 feet away. Not 25. What am I saying? It's like, well, if you think about it, the distance to the mirror and the distance back to the camera, it's got to be about 25 feet because anyways. Totally off topic right off the start. So as you can see from the title of this video, it is about how to make a decision. And kind of weird that I came up with this video because I was kind of struggling going through the week, and no, not like mentally or anything. I was just struggling kind of coming up with an idea of what this week's video was going to be about, and it ultimately just came to how to make a decision, which I made the decision like right before I went to work today, so 10 hours ago, 11 hours ago, actually more like 12. But yeah, it's just going to be a lot of rambling because actually, a whole bunch of weird coincidences happened. My phone died, so I had the opportunity to take notes. I have a pen and a paper, but I said in my last video, God did not write things down before he said it to him, and I'm not comparing myself to God, but I want to do it. I want to be as close to God, and I want to build a relationship as close to God as possible. So I guess I want to do it his way instead of taking notes, because I feel like if I take notes at some point, the things that I say aren't going to be genuine, I should say. Oh, I gotta look at the time too, just in case I go on a ramble for too long. Honestly, this video shouldn't be too long, but yeah, I hope you guys enjoy this video. I'm sure a whole bunch of people already clicked off of it, so hey, thank you for making it to this point. I know a lot of you guys watch Sam Sulik, and I mean, if you like raw footage, here you go. This is raw footage that you've been eating. I'm gonna hit some posing at the end because I had picked a spot where I'm in like perfect lighting. I wouldn't say perfect, but yeah, here we are. I don't know. Dude, with these red shorts, I've been feeling like Baki when I look in the mirror, but I'll get to that later. So I don't really know where to start, I'm gonna be honest. I guess when it comes to making decisions, really, it's hard for me to explain this because there's a lot of people in my audience that are non-believers. I don't like the word atheist. It makes it, it's just kind of like putting all of you into one, which I guess heaven and hell, there's only two different options, but it just seems wrong to call people atheists in my standpoint, I guess. But there's a lot of non-believers in my audience, and it was hard for me before I was a believer to make decisions, and that's something that I want to go over with you guys. I guess kind of going into my backstory a little bit. I made a lot of wrong decisions. Just going to school in general was probably a wrong decision right off the bat because I was doing it not for myself. I was doing it for others. I was doing it so I had enough money in order to survive, because there were things that I was being helped out with that really that would have been taken away, I guess, if I didn't go to college. And I kind of took that in a wrong way, and I kind of abused that, and I was like, you know what, I need to go to college. And you know what, I wouldn't say going to college was a bad decision. I kind of take that back that I said that, because at the end of the day, I got nothing from going to college, the first time at least, and the second time really, even more the second time. But the first time, I live in Wisconsin now, and that's where I'm from. I'm from Wisconsin, and I moved all the way to Texas. I was like, you know what, I think I need to move to Texas because I'm grown up, and I make grown up decisions, and I want to be away from my family, and I don't want to be around them because they distract me, they make me a worse person, and I can just live freely, I can be an adult. And I can honestly say, I don't know how I feel about the decision until this day. And it's important to remember that when you go into life, you're going to feel a certain way about decisions no matter what decision you make. You're always going to say, hey, there's positives to this, or hey, there's negatives to this. And there's always going to be positives and negatives to every single decision you make in life. So you cannot let the negatives take over the positives, or the positives take over the negatives. You have to think about them both simultaneously. Dude, no, big words for me. No big. Oh, I forgot to mention. Okay, total ADHD. I got a haircut. As you guys can see, I cut my hair. I'm gonna be doing something crazy with it, I think, before I go watch Austin at Nationals in a few weeks. So, anyways, that was totally off topic. But you have to think about there are gonna be positives and negatives when it comes to every decision. And the negatives of me going to Texas was I didn't learn anything about being a grown-up. I learned how to fold under pressure, and I learned how I'm going to use a Christian term, I let my flesh take over. I wanted to go there to party. I wanted to go there for girls. I wanted to go there for baseball. I wouldn't consider that flesh, but because that's something you can do. You can show passion towards that without it being considered a sin. Just make sure you're doing it in the right way. But I kind of let my flesh take over when it came to the decision to move to Texas. But one thing I learned, and one thing that happened to me after I came back, was I got closer to God. I found out who my Lord and Savior was because I moved back with people who I grew up with, and they kind of found Him naturally, and they definitely were used as a tool for me to find Jesus as well. And I do appreciate that. I love that, and that was one thing. That was one huge thing that I gained from leaving home. And it's just important to remember. I was going to say something else, but I just got distracted. It's important to remember that there are good and bad decisions when it comes to everything. And for my Christians out there, and for everybody in general, just don't stress about it. Just let time take over. That was probably the best things that I could do. Going to Texas, moving to Texas, like, wow, dude, you moved 1,200 miles away from home. You must have been so nervous. You must have been like scared. There was like a night or two when I was driving home from work or whatever, where I was like, man, like I'm actually doing this. Like next week, Thursday, I'm going to Texas. But it's like, I was never really nervous. And I think that was one thing that I did perfect, is I was not nervous about my decision because it was my decision. It was me looking at all the positives instead of the negatives, which was kind of bad in that sense because it was more like me living in flesh. But, use decisions to create yourself and build yourself and make yourself a person that you weren't yesterday, and build yourself into somebody who, you're happy with being. Right now my life has done a complete 180 than it was 3 years ago, even 2 weeks ago. Like there's things that I do, there's things that I pick up. Man, we're making good time. Okay, we're really not. I gotta talk faster, but just don't stress about decisions, and don't be ashamed of a decision that you make because you feel like it's the right one. If you think it's the right decision, go all for it. I mean, obviously, if it's bad, and this is where the Christian thing comes in, it's like you know what's right and wrong, you know it's sin and you know it's not, and if you don't know if it's a sin, ask before you do it. Obviously, that's something that I would struggle with earlier, closer to January, closer when I started truly following the Lord and trying to build my relationship with Him. That was something that I struggled with, is I didn't necessarily know what was sin, but important to remember, any sins that you have committed till this point, I don't know if committed is the right word, but any sins that you have done until this point are forgiven because you did not have the knowledge. So any sins, like once you find out what a sin is, like if you're like, let's just say this is not, I don't really think this is a sin, but speeding in your car, like you're breaking a law. You didn't know that was a sin, but all of a sudden it is a sin. All the times you sped before that, you don't have to worry about. The Lord has forgiven you, so just ask for forgiveness. Before my Christians out there, it's something that I've struggled with. I just texted my buddy Tanner Graham. Look him up on all social medias. I don't want to say look him up on TikTok because the numbers aren't really necessarily important, but he's a very good guy. He helped me out when I needed it, and tonight I really needed it because I feel like bodybuilding is a decision that I made, that it's in my free will, but at the same time it's like, am I doing it to have a better body, or am I doing it to show what God has given me? And I need to for me, I need to start thinking of it as like, thank you. Like when I look at myself in the mirror, I need to think of like, thank you, Lord, for giving me this body, because without you, I wouldn't have this. And that's really important. I'm not saying you. That's something that I really need to look at. And as far as other Christians, just make sure that you're living through God, and you can. Oh my gosh, I wish I would have wrote down the verse. I did. I saved it when we were chatting, but it has to do along the lines of like. Oh my gosh, I don't want to mess it up. I really don't want to mess it up. It's like whatever you're passionate about, live it through the Lord and allow Him. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna mess it up. It was so good. Anyways, let's just move off of that. But just remember that you should be living through the Lord, and it sounds more complicated than it is. And in the next video, you have my promise. I will drop that, and I will let you guys know what that is. But just remember, as a Christian, make every decision through the Lord, and no decision. One thing that helps me too is tell the Lord, like, Lord, when I'm praying, I say, Lord, please allow me to make every decision through you, and no decision is just my decision, but is our decision. Just remember to say that, because that really, really helped me. As far as like leaving MMA to do bodybuilding, as far as not going to school for what I was going for before and going for videography, that was one thing that really helped me, is I just made the decision through the Lord. Past relationships with my mom, relationship with my dad, I said, you know what, Lord, I need your help. Please allow me to make the decision to do this. Please don't let me make this decision alone. And if I am gonna make a bad decision, don't allow me to do it. And that's really important too. Do not ask the Lord to not allow you to make bad decisions. It is your free will, but He will help you. You know, I do believe that He will. I don't want to say that. You know, it's anything. You know, like I said to Tanner, if I believe that I have so much trust in the Lord that if He did not want me to truly do bodybuilding, He would dislocate my shoulder it could be by anything. I could be closing my car door, dislocate my shoulder. I am fully trusting in the Lord that He would do that for me, and I wouldn't be mad. Like, it's just like my laptop. You know, in the long run, it's the right decision, and it's something that the Lord wanted. So I'm not even mad about it. I'm not trifling. Anyways, yeah. So the video went pretty long, but I feel like it was good. Just as Christians, allow the Lord to make the right decision for you. And as somebody who's a non-believer, don't stress about it. Just let it happen. And don't be ashamed of a decision that you want to make. But just know that if something doesn't go right, 1 second. Sorry. If something doesn't go in your favor, take it as a learning lesson, I guess. It's hard for me now, as I'm a believer. Everything has become easier for me, and I'm not going to lie. It's not even sugar-coated. Everything has become easier. Everything has become a firm, set decision when I make it. And if I'm unsure about something, it was in God's will for it to happen. So it's not like an excuse. It's not saying that I can do anything that I want, because I truly believe that I'm saved. I'm not going to make poor, sinful decisions. Like, I'm not going to start doing coke because I think it's going to make my lips better. That's just me. But I'm going to be done talking. I hope you guys appreciate it. Let me know if you've watched until this point. Let me know, maybe comment a tough decision that you've made. I know it's hard, and I understand that I ask you guys for some stuff sometimes. I'm like, hey, if you want me to talk about this, and it's still true. Like, if you want me to talk about something, make it the top comment, because I want to talk about breakups. I want to talk about relationships with my family. I want to talk about God. I want to talk about lifting. I want to talk about making YouTube videos, but it's like hard for me because it seems selfish. I would say 90% of the time, I'm not doing this for me. I'm doing it for you guys, and I'm doing it to honestly just make my relationship with God better. And when it's all about me, it doesn't feel like I'm making it about you guys and God. I want it to be about you guys more than anything. I'd like to talk more about you guys in my videos, help you guys out. So please drop a comment, and I understand it's hard because you're kind of putting yourself out there, but send me a DM on Instagram. I don't think I'll be able to put it on the screen because I still don't have a laptop, but please give me ideas, and I won't shout out your name. I won't do any of that. I won't put you in the spotlight because I get it. It might be embarrassing, and I'm a person who's I'm totally fine with making myself vulnerable. So yeah, we're still good on time. Okay, yeah, I'm totally fine with making myself vulnerable, and I understand that not a lot. I wouldn't say not a lot of you, but it's hard to put yourself and make yourself vulnerable and put yourself in this type of situation. So I understand, and I'm pretty nervous to take my shirt off, not because of how I look, but because of how I look, and it's gonna be pale. Like, I can't tell if the exposure is like really bad, but anyways, okay. So we hit legs yesterday, and let me tell you, they are burning. Like, I sat down on the bench today when I was doing incline, and they were hurting so bad. Like, my adductors, oh my gosh. But it felt good. It feels good. It feels like I actually like did a good workout. Look at that, Austin. I can hit a full depth squat now. Isn't that crazy? Like a year ago, I train your hips, hip flexors. If you can't hit depth on squat, I see guys doing this too much, and if you're trying to work hamstrings, this is not going to get it done. I'm sorry. You're just working straight quads. Like, even that was burning my quads from doing 3. But work your hip flexors. Best thing you can do, I like to grab a bar and just go as deep as I possibly can, because like the biggest fear is like you're just going to fall backwards. Anyways, totally off topic. I'm helping you guys out. But yesterday we hit legs. Today we hit chest. I'm going to show you guys a sequence that I like, that I've been doing. So I start like this. I get ready. It's a 3-step thing. I'm going to widen this foot, and then we're going to come up. And then we're going to go. And then this is where I struggle. So I think I got to like slide my foot, and then we're going to go. Oh no, I messed it up. Gosh dang it, I can't freaking edit that. Okay, let's restart. Anyways. Once again, cannot tell if the exposure is really bad, but I'm going to be honest with you guys. I have not been tracking at all whatsoever. I haven't been going on my phone an hour before I go to bed. Or no, I haven't been going on my phone. It's just like after I get all my chores done, I'll go on my phone in the morning. But dude, this video is so long. Anyways, after I get done getting all my chores done in the morning, that's when I start going on my phone. But I'm trying not to go on my phone before I go or before I get all my chores done, because it's too distracting. That's why if you watch my TikToks, I'm done doing those daily weigh-ins because it was so distracting in the morning. Literally made me almost late for school like the first 2 days. So it was like, I'm done with it. So I will still be posting TikToks eventually. I'm not a huge TikTok fan, but it does help my channel grow, I guess. So I will be doing it every once in a while. It's just gonna be snippets or like bloopers from my YouTube. But what was the other thing I was gonna say? I don't know. ADHD. Talking too fast. I don't actually think I have ADHD. I thought I did, and then I found the Lord, and honestly, it feels like I was faking it for attention. But here I am. What was I gonna say? Totally forgot. Dude, I know as soon as I turn off this freaking camera, I'm going to remember. I'm so sorry. I'm saying like stupid things. I appreciate you guys watching till this point. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. Dude, what? How do they say it? Drop a comment. Hit the like button. No. Okay. Smash the like button. Drop a comment. What is it? I don't know. Everybody says it. Anyways, you know what to do. There's like 3 steps or something. Just hit a whole bunch of buttons. Tell me what I can do better. Tell me if there's anything you liked. Please do the top comment thing. Drop something. Be vulnerable for me. I appreciate you guys. I'm not going to put you on the spot. And I will see you guys in the next video. I think it's, wait, what's 22? Dude, it's 10 o'clock at night. I need to get to bed because we got church in the morning. All right. Love you guys. Peace. My brothers and sisters, I wasn't recording. No, I'm just kidding.